Hey, welcome back. So today we're going to be checking out the Aurora 6 Custom, and this guitar is made by Dupuis Custom Guitars. Now I'll talk about the specs and everything in just a couple of minutes, but first I want to tell you guys a little bit of a story about how this whole process went and how it started. Not too long ago, about 9 months ago, I turned 27 and now I wanted to treat myself something special this year. So I figured the best way to treat myself something special is a custom built guitar that is built to my exact specification, to my exact needs and wants. So I started looking around at different custom guitars companies. My top choice at the time was Kiesel. I really wanted to get a custom built Kiesel guitar, but they can be pretty pricey for the things that I want. I started looking around at some smaller custom guitar builders around the internet and on Instagram. And I remember that I followed this guy named Francis Dupuis, and he does custom guitars. I remember seeing his headless model that I really liked on Instagram, and I believe that was the very first guitar that I ever saw from him. And I really liked his craftsmanship and the way the guitar body shaped was, and some of the neat little features that he has going on that guitar. So out of curiosity, I reached out to him, kind of get his rate, and see if something that I want is something that he can build within my budget. And then he said, yeah, he's definitely up for it, and it is something that he could for sure do. We got the ball rolling on that sometime in late January and early February, I believe. At first, we started off with the Kiesel build that I did on my video. And so we kind of like used that as kind of like a starting point. But then we kind of had to like dial it back a little bit because of my budget. And so he recommended a few things here and there. Instead of a pick guard, we'll just keep it all naked, no pick guard, no tremolo, which I would be fine with because I rarely use a tremolo anyway. So not a huge deal. And another thing you want to pull back on are the gold hardware. So that's going to definitely save up some money, different type of wood. So we kind of dialed back on that a bit and settled on something that is a little bit cheaper, but also is a little bit more lightweight. So that is a huge bonus on one of the things that I'm looking for in my custom build. So I gave him 3 main points on what I am looking for in my custom build. One of them is it being comfortable. And I want to make sure that it is super comfortable to play on. I want it to be super lightweight, and I also want there to be plenty of hand room for when I'm playing, so I don't accidentally bump into any of the knobs or the switches. Another thing I wanted to make sure of is I want this to have as much versatility as possible. So what I mean by that is I want to make sure that this thing can handle metal or heavy rock down to any sort of like super clean jazz sort of playing. About why I want this guitar to be super comfortable to play on is the main point of it being super comfortable. I want it to feel good in my left hand. So I have scar tissue right here on the back of my thumb knuckle, and so that kind of reduced my thumb mobility. And so when I'm playing bar chords on like my Stratocaster or my Grote, or even on the my Strandberg, it's super easy for it to put a lot of pressure on my thumb knuckle. and the bone back here that it start to build up pain and tension back there. So I can only play a bar chord for only a short amount of time until the pain start building up, and I would have to stop and take a break from playing any sort of bar chord. And for this one, I don't want to have that issue. So I told him I think it would be best if we did a thicker neck, have like a more of a bigger radius, and he said that is something he can do. It works great. I'm able to play bar chord, and still I'm able to kind of hit the bass note if I want to. So it is thick and wide and still feels great on my thumb to play on. So yeah, so we were spitballing ideas. I really want to have a lot of versatility, and I also want to be based off of a Stratocaster, but more modern. Really cool thing about this guitar is it has a reversed headstock. I don't own any reversed headstocks, so I thought it'd be really neat to have my first reversed headstock to be a custom built guitar. So we decided to go with a reversed headstock with yada yada. I'm going to go over all the specs in just a minute. But yeah, he definitely knocked all the fretwork, everything just off the board. So he did a great job on that. So when I got this guitar in the mail, I filmed a whole unboxing video for this and showed my first reaction to finally having this thing in my hand after about 9 months. The shipping, 10 out of 10, man. He did like such a great job at making sure the hard case wasn't going to move around in the box, and he did a great job at picking out a hard case, making sure that this guitar doesn't move around inside of the hard case. And the hard case is super lightweight, so it is going to be super easy for me to pack this guitar up and go wherever I would want with this guitar. When this guitar came in the mail, I filmed a whole unboxing video for it, and while I was trying to clean out some old videos off my computer, I accidentally permanently deleted all the footage that I had in the unboxing video. So that sucks. So yeah, it happened, so whatever. So after I did a whole unboxing video, I plugged the guitar in, so do sort of like a demo there in a moment. And then I realized something was off in the single coil. So I thought maybe, maybe the electronics or one of the wires got knocked loose during shipping or whatever. So no biggie. I opened it back up, went into the back, and kind of restarted everything and kind of made sure that everything was soldered in nice and tight. So I did all that, turned the volume up, started playing again, and the issue was still there. So I reached out to Dupuis, and he reached out to Brett over at Belvedere Pickups. These are hand-wound Belvedere pickups, and he said that it sounds like it may have something to do with the magnets. So since these pickups has lifetime warranty on it, he sent me a set of magnets so I can go in and kind of reset or recharge the magnets for the single coil. So I did that, recharged it so it had like a really nice magnetic strength to them, and so plugged it in, turned the volume up, sounds great. But then when I move over to the fourth position, I noticed that it is out of phase. And so now I had to reverse the polarity. So those of you who don't know what the polarity is, it's pretty much like the direction of the magnetic field. So like when you put a compass up over the pickups, you'll see which way the magnetic field is facing. So you'll see north up, south down, or south up and north down. And so I went back in, reversed the polarity on the neck pickups. That way it is the opposite of the middle pickup. When I go into the fourth position, it will have hum cancellation and it will be in phase with each other. So once I finally reversed the polarity of the neck pickup and recharged the magnet on the middle single pickup, plugged it back in, and everything finally works great. And another setback that I had going on with this guitar was neck warping. This guitar was made up in Canada, and then this guitar was shipped down in Texas, and Texas has very bad humidity down here. So it took a while for this guitar neck kind of settle in, and I had to do some setup work, keep up with the neck to get it to start settling in. And so that took about a week and a half or so, and now I can't be more happy with how this guitar feels. Okay, so here is the spec rundown on this guitar. What I have going on with the neck, the neck is a flamed maple, and the fretboard is a walnut veneer. I have a standard 25.5 inch scale, 14 inch radius, and these tuning pegs are open gear, hip shot grip lock tuners, and the nut is a Graphtec test nut. And then I have a Zeshkar EDO Gold Jumbo Fresh. And these pickups are Belvedere hand wound pickup. So we have humbucker, single. But what's cool about the humbucker is I have a push pull, so I can activate one of the coil. And then I have a tone knob, volume knob, and then 5-way switch. And the body is all one piece black limber. What's really neat about the back of this is actually walnut veneer, so it is pretty much the exact same wood as the fretboard. So it's kind of carried on that same accent from the fretboard into the back of the body. And for the strap lock, I have recessed strap lock. So the pin pretty much just goes straight inside the body, and that kind of gives it a little bit more of a slick look around the body of the guitar, so that's really nice. This strap didn't come with the guitar, by the way. This is something that I kind of like held on the side for, in case, you know, if for whatever reason one day down the road I have a new guitar with the same color scheme. I kind of like keep this on the side, and then finally I got this guitar. It just works out perfectly. So the input jack is actually on the inside of the body just a little bit as well, and it is going in at an angle. And that is one of the things that I noticed about his headless build, was that he had a recessed and angled input jack going on his headless model. So I put in a request to have that same kind of thing in this body. That way, whenever I'm playing standing up on my prosthetic leg or standing down, this cord is pretty much always out of the way, so that is really nice. So I have to give props to Dupuis on his attention to detail on the fretwork and the neck and the fretboard and the finish of everything. So when he first showed me pictures of the neck, I was like, oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. But once I saw it in person, I was immediately blown away by the attention to detail that he put more specifically on the fret wire. Instead of having them standed down at an angle, he actually standed them to be rounded. I really admire the amount of work and attention to detail that he puts into each one of these fret wire. The big issue that I'm having with the light colored pearl dots is sometimes when I have a light shining on it at a different angle, or if I'm in a super bright room, it can be super hard to see the pearl dots fret markers. So I'm thinking like maybe I'll just go in, kind of like dot it out with a Sharpie or whatever, but I don't know, I'll probably just kind of like leave it as is, and pretty much by now I am used to knowing where each frets are without needing to rely on the dots on the side of the neck. So my final thoughts on this guitar, I love it a lot, and it's super comfortable to play on, and I can't be any more happier with the build quality. If you're interested in getting yourself one of these, just reach out to him and ask for the Rockefeller Aurora 6 model. So before I do my outro and sign off here, leave in the comments down below what is your dream guitar to be. If you had unlimited money, what would your dream build look like? Let me know down in the comments down below. Alright, so that'll be it. I'm going to wrap up the video right there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And also subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys in the next video.